Hello everyone, today we're working on this Bachmann Plasser EM80C, and that came to me in a very nice lot. Obviously it was the SD40 that I wanted, so they were asking $77 for the lot, so I said to myself, you know, 50 bucks for the SD40, and then, you know, 10 bucks for this one, 10 bucks for this one, and 7 bucks for that one. That one, I'm not sure I can really get it going. I mean, it's a two-wheel drive, so two-axle drive. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll probably fix it up and try and find out if it's gonna run. This one, it's a Bachmann starter set. That one, it will run. These are always really neat. But this one, I never would have planned or wanted or asked to get this. But since I have it in my hand, I'm thinking this might be something interesting. So let's get started on that. Yeah, so this is not something I would have planned on getting or even wanted. But once you have it in your hands, it's kind of neat. Put down in the comments below whether you wanted one of these. I don't think I would have wanted one. It's missing the little wheels here. And something is broken from here. So we'll find out if that runs. I want to find out about my SD40. Is it any good? So first we're going to do the visual inspection. It's missing the horn and the snowplow up front. Other than that, it looks great. I'm really glad I got this. Let's remove the shell. So these were all non-runners, listed as non-runners. So this one, it's got another MRC decoder in it. Ooh, it's even blue. So I still got my DCC controller on the track. The wheels look kind of clean, so let's see if I can get this to run. Probably the person that had it did not have a DCC decoder. Most decoders, you can enable them to run on DC, but the problem is if you need a DCC controller to enable that. So if you're gonna buy a DCC controller, you may as well run them with DCC. That's kind of a useless feature, especially one with sound. Anyways, let's put it on the track, see if it's gonna run. I'm gonna try unit number 6253, and then we'll see what we got. Oh no, it's Catzilla again. My cat never goes on the train table. Not interested in trains at all. This layout, it's kind of a Christmas layout. It's in the common area. So I guess I'll have to live with the cat for a little bit. So select local, and then 6253. Then let's see what happens. Nothing. That's okay. It was listed as non-running. I'm going to try select local and number 3, see what that does. Select local and then 003. See if that works. So still nothing. It might be a connection issue. So it's pretty dead. So I'll leave it at that, and that's going to be a subsequent episode. I'm looking at it under magnification. There's a little pin here that shouldn't be here. Got attracted by the magnet. Anyways, that's going to be a later episode. So let's focus on this one. What does it do? I mean, it's too small to pull a lot of cars. There's no couplers. So I had to look it up. I looked at the Plasser company and what they do. This is a rail inspection car. So if you send somebody to walk down the rails to inspect, especially in the US and Canada, the distances are great, so it will take forever. So this thing can go down the rail at Well, this is from the 90s. So back in the 90s, there weren't that many computers. So this thing can go down the rail, takes x-rays of the rails, look for micro cracks, and basically inspect all your rails very, very quickly at 70 miles per hour. So whenever I get something from eBay, I'll put my two test leads to it and see if it even turns a little bit. So we're about to find out if it's gonna run a little bit. So it's got either dirt in the gears or broken gears. So that's good. At least I know I can get it running a little bit, and we'll have to disassemble it and clean it first. Let's see if I can get the shell off. Looks like there's a little place to pry here, but I've never worked on this before, so okay, that wasn't so hard. That wasn't hard at all. Just take a look at this shell. The shell is in good shape. It's got a little bit of wear from being handled over all these years. Look at that, separately applied doohickeys on the roof. I guess this one's an air conditioner, and these two look like air conditioners as well. I don't know what the other ones are. And I did see lights in there. I guess the lights connect through here. Maybe. Yeah, there's two light bulbs and they work. So that's really neat. And then you open it up on the sides. So these things, I'm going to take them off. They really don't do anything anymore. If they ever did anything. I guess they were there for looks, because the real engine has little wheels there. And then we'll just spread this apart. I think the two wheels are gonna fall out at this point. A whole bunch of stuff is gonna fall out. So these, as I mentioned before, I'm getting rid of them. So bye-bye. And then you get a little light bulb here, another little light bulb here, and then just there's insulators. Be careful not to lose them. There's little insulators here, and you need them, so don't lose them. Then we've got our two screws. This is good. Then the other isolator stuck with that. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to take a closer look at this. The two wheels are right on these pins here. So that is very crude, but I guess it's that. So it definitely needs lubrication. So remove these little wheels. They don't look overly dirty. And then I have these two idlers. These are either broken or dirty. These two idlers. There was a lot of grease from the factory. I guess that's solidified. And then I've got the motor. The motor, I got a feeling it's going to be very stable. And it's got plenty of lubrication. Maybe somebody was in here after the factory even. So I'm going to test just the motor, just to see where we're at. The motor, in fact, runs okay. Can't complain too much about that. I am going to remove it from the frame. I'll just mark it a little bit, so that I remember which way is up. So I'm going to remove it from the frame, and I'm going to re-lubricate it, and I will wash the frame. So these, probably it has plenty of lubrication. I use this little slack here to introduce my lubrication. So I'll use that. It goes in there by capillarity. And then I'll do the other side. Exact same thing. And then I'll run it with my fingers for a little while, and then I'll run it with the power pack. At this point, I will wash everything with my toothbrush and some dish soap. I could hear some clicking, so I'm assuming that there was a little bit of dirt in there, or one of the gears is cracked. I'm gonna look at it carefully through magnification. Oh yeah, it's cracked big time. You can see the crack here. So which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack. Honestly, I don't think this engine is worth trying to order parts for it or looking for a second unit for parts. My advice to you guys, if you like fixing old trains, is don't get two engines to fix up one. You're way better off just to buy a good one to start with. It's going to be cheaper in the long run, unless you're like me. And then my main hobby is fixing trains, so you know, I make a decision like that. If it's a nice engine, I'll buy a parts engine. For example, I got a Concours 464 for parts, but that is a nice engine. I was able, so far I saved 4 engines from that. So I just put a little bit of lubrication in there. There's no amount of lubrication that's gonna fix the broken gears, so it's always gonna click. But we should have it running here, although it will run poorly. And I just put half a drop in here. This engine, if I get it to run a little bit like that, you know, I make the video, entertain you guys a little bit, it will have done its job. I'll just put another little drop on here. The GoPro, I think I'm gonna get it, but up close it didn't make very nice videos. So I should still be getting it. I'll see what the price is, and then I'll decide. The guy just told me go ahead and test it out, see if you like it. So I might get it. Maybe with the settings I can improve the picture a little bit. So yeah, that just goes right back to where it was. And then I've got my 2 spacers here. Very important. And then I'll just start the gears, start the screws. I'll just start the screws, and that should be good. And then I'll just bring in the 2 axles. They'll just sit in between here. Maybe I need just a little bit more slack to do it. So the better method for this is to bring in the wheels before you bring in the other half. Which, that's okay. I can do that. Use gravity as your friend, of course. And then everything should all fit together, nice and neat. But just start your screws at this point, because we're going to reintroduce the lights. And these still work. Even though they are old, they still work. I find that I'm doing a video with my iPhone. I find that the iPhone does better pictures up close than the GoPro. So I can't use the GoPro all the time. And once you get the 2 headlights in, you can tighten this. See, even my iPhone is out of focus now. But it will refocus. There. So that feels good. I'm going to test it on the bench now. So it does run kind of square, and on the bench there's no weight on the axle, so it helps it run even better. That's what I gotta do, is run it on the track to really know where I'm at. And also I have a Brill trolley, which is almost the same type of architecture, and it runs only one direction. There's one direction where it will run pretty good, even though it has cracked gears, but the other direction is awful. I don't know, seems kind of like this direction's a little better. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna put it on the track now. Well, it sorta kinda runs. It's a little bit sad really, but this was sold to me as a non-runner, so I can't be disappointed. It's still fun to get it going again. Runs better downhill. The other direction actually runs much worse, so this is the better outcome. Don't give up hope. We're going to be able to do something cool with this. I don't know if you've seen these advertised, but these are really, really good runners. There's one version with 2 wheels like this. This is from my old train set, which is a very small steamer. Let me just give a chance to my camera to refocus here. There, that's better. And then, well, you have to make this to that, but actually looks really possible to do it. That is really neat. I don't have to make any modifications. Now this one has couplers, but it's short enough that it's gonna be okay. So it would be useful, however, to put a weight in there. That's gonna help for sure. And then this one, you could cut this up. I found you remove the motor and all the gears, but I found that a hacksaw is better. So you could hacksaw this on the lines of the windows. Opens up a whole bunch of new possibilities. You could also put people in there and add your own windows. Actually, that worked out great. There's also another model available with 8 wheels. So that one too, very good runner. Let's see if I can mate these together. This also sorta kinda works. I'm gonna stick with the 4-wheel kind. If you have a Brill trolley, this could go and be useful for that. Both of these are available on my website. It's watchtrainsnow.com. I'll put a link in the description. They're just regular tire weights. Usually I pick them up off the ground. At my workplace they just throw them, well, they recycle them, but these I usually don't have to pay a lot to get these. But I do. When I walk around the street and I find one, I will keep it, and then I'll wash it and reuse it for freight car weight, or right now it's gonna find a really good use as a weight for my train. Yeah, be careful for the knives. You don't want to get cut. That would be bad. And I'll just separate them from the tire weight glue. Hopefully that tire weight glue is good, because you want to keep your wheels balanced. All right, I'll just put this all together. What an odd coincidence. I did not expect this to fit together so well. That is insane. And now it's time to run some trains. It's Kado, so you can go slow or you can go really fast. So the Plasser EM80C would inspect the rail at 70 miles per hour. So these are really tight, but this is what it would look like inspecting the rails. Takes about 10 seconds to inspect my whole layout. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.